Are you still looking to the outside world to help you feel loved, to help you have that sense of self-worth that you used to have years ago before you switched up your life and had that beautiful family that you have now? It is something that is so common for so many women, mothers who have had families and who have started that motherhood role and then have, kind of gone into the mother hole, which is where you get lost. You don't know who you are anymore. Your identity gets covered with laundry and groceries and work and care. And all of a sudden, you're not sure who you are anymore. And the love you had for yourself has completely shifted and changed, and now you are a different person. And your family is such an important part of your existence, a part of who you are. And your role as a mother, as a father, our roles are so important. With that being said, our time gets depleted and we also lose a bit of who we are because we are in that role. And sometimes our sense of self and self-worth can get a little shifted and even sometimes shattered. So we look to the people in our lives to help us to understand who we are. And I'm going to talk more about that today, but just reminding you that I'm Renu Mehta Chang and I help exhausted, overworked, overexhausted women, mothers to find their self-worth again, to not feel haggard and exhausted, but to really, truly remembering their own sense of self. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Ring the bell so you know when new content comes up. Now, we're talking about utilizing our own awareness of ourselves within our own being to know what's happening in our lives. And one of the biggest things that I find many women who are in the midst of motherhood is that there is this loss of purpose and of who we are besides being mothers. And so you look back to when you were in your 20s or your teens, maybe not your teens so much, but your 20s, and you were confident, and you were who you were so in that space. And that's how you met your spouse and you kind of went on your path, good, either good or bad, whatever it was. That's what led you here, having your children and being in this place. And the confidence level of where you were back then was untouchable for many people. Many people really did know who they were. But when you become a mother, you're giving. You're giving so much to so many that it's kind of hard to know. All the lines are blurred. So to know where you can slowly pull back some of your own energy and slowly invest into yourself. And what ends up happening is we're giving, 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 giving. We lose sight of us. And we lose sight of what is important for us to survive. I know people talk about this all the time, but when you're on a plane and the oxygen masks come down, yeah, you put yours on first and then you address someone else. Why? Because if you are not in the right plane and space and energy and vibration and frequency, you aren't going to be able to care for your loved ones in the way that you would want to be able to care for them because you're ending up being depleted, you're exhausted, you're tired, you're overwhelmed, you're frustrated. Maybe there's some emotions of anger, irritation, worry, anxiety, who knows, depression, sadness, grief. There can be so many other emotions. Of course, there are the good emotions like joy and happiness and all of that, but that can be fleeting if you are really losing or lost your sense of self. So we want to help ourselves come back to our own. And how do you do that? How do you help yourself become more in tune to what you need, but also to help you bring that energy back? Well, definitely number one is to know what brings joy to you? What helps you recenter and recalibrate? Is it going for a walk in nature? Is it waking up and feeling the sun on your face? Is it waking up and having a cup of coffee and sitting at the table when the house is quiet and reading a book? Is it taking your dog for a walk early in the morning and then just sitting on the couch and cuddling with him or her? What is it that brings you joy? Is it meditation? One of these or something different is you want to pinpoint that, because then you want to really try to do that in your day. Now, I know many women who wake up super duper early to do that for themselves, because that's the only time that they have to really recalibrate, to recenter, to prepare for the day ahead. And because as moms, we're busy, we're running around, we're doing so many things. I can't tell you how many times I'm multitasking when I'm now actually really slowing down and really being present in what I'm doing. That doesn't mean that there aren't a lot of things happening, but I am more conscientious and being present. But with that being said, how do I get to that being present and doing one thing at a time and really focusing on it? Is I wake up every morning and I do my meditation for me. I do that for me. And I set a timer. And I know this is going to sound very luxurious, but I set a timer for 30 to 40 minutes, and I just take the time for me to do what I want. So if I want to go work out, I go work out. If I want to sit and meditate for 30 to 40 minutes, I do. Doesn't mean I don't get interrupted, but that also means that even if I get interrupted by one of my children, which is totally okay, I am more in tune to responding to them versus reacting to them. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm in the middle of my thing. What are you doing? I'm more able to say, oh, you need something? Okay, it's over there. I'll be with you when I'm done. So it helps to help me have the better frequency of being a better parent for me. I'm not biting their heads off. I'm not irritated. I'm not angry. I'm here. And that's a huge thing for me, because I found that when I was just waking up and jumping out of bed after snoozing my alarm, because I'm a snoozer, I was more irritable. I was more frustrated. I was more annoyed. And those are my go-to emotions. That's what my human design is. That frustration is the emotion that comes out for me. And I'm working very consciously on that. But with that being said, it was the first reaction I would have because I wasn't awake. I wasn't ready for the day. I had not centered. And I learned that I need to do my centering first. That's me. Some women I know, they let everybody go to bed and then they take time in the evenings to really recalibrate and recenter themselves. So it's what works for you. I even know some women who do it in the middle of the day. What is the benefit for you is where you need to look and really delve in. That's number one. Number two is to make sure throughout the day you do things for yourself. And it doesn't have to be this big production. It could just be 5 minutes of sitting in the car and listening to your favorite song. It could be driving somewhere and playing your playlist versus the kids' playlist. It could be you talking to your mom or your best friend and saying, hey, I just wanted to hear your voice and I love you. It's that simple. But those things that bring us joy help us to really recalibrate and recenter and realign. Because the truth is, we want to be in alignment of our highest selves all day long as best as we can. Now, that doesn't mean we have to be perfect, and that doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way. But as much as you can be in your alignment and centered as possible, then when things come at you and life kind of jostles you up a little bit, you're more ready to respond than to react. Another thing that you can do, and this is very, very important, is to have gratitude. Every single day when something happens, and look, life happens all the time. There are so many days where I expected something to happen and something totally different came out. I just say, thank you, universe, for this change, because maybe without me knowing it, that was the better thing for me. I remember I was driving somewhere and I had a long road trip ahead of me. And for some reason, I was supposed to get up and leave at 5:30, but it didn't work and I left at 6:30. Initially, in the old me would have been like, "Oh my gosh, I'm running late. What's happening?" But I said to myself, "Okay, universe, this because things were coming up. It wasn't like I wasn't ready, but this happened and this happened and this happened, so I was getting delayed." And I just said, I'm trusting in you, universe, because obviously I'm not supposed to be leaving at the time I wanted, and I'm leaving at the right time. And lo and behold, there was an accident on the highway that I was supposed to be traveling on an hour earlier. So the universe was helping to keep me safe and help me avoid that and just keeping me in the time frame that was divine and right for me. The universe is really with us at all times and is helping us and preparing us. And I say that because sometimes when things don't go the way we want, we get into a lower vibration of irritation, annoyance, frustration, worry, fear, anxiety, whatever it is. Oh, I'm running late, or you're mad. Just take it as a sign from the universe to say, whoa, okay, all right, this must be meant to be. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to say, thank you, universe. And I know these are just small little tips, but remember, as a mother, you are doing the best that you can do, and you are doing a great job. If you need support, I have a spiritual awakening kit, which has tools to really help you center and help you recalibrate your energy. So check that out. It's in the description box below. Don't forget to know that I am here to support you. If you'd like to have a discovery call with me, there is a link in the description box, along with a link if you want to schedule a session with me, because I do energy healing to help people to clear away some of this junk that's been stuck inside us. Because I say this is the time to clear, to release, and to let go. And I am here to support you and let you know that I love you. I'm sending you a lot of love, peace, harmony, and joy. Bye for now.